Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I am the budgeting esthetician, and today I'm going to be doing a stuffing for my sinking funds and savings for my second paycheck of January. I get paid bi-weekly, so in order to put up weekly videos for you guys, especially weekly stuffings, what I do is I go ahead and stuff all my expenses that are, a set amount, and then wait until I actually can see what my paycheck is going to be, subtract from that what I put towards my expenses, and that's what I have left over to stuff today into all my sinking funds and savings categories. So yes, this is from the paycheck that I got on 1/26. From my full-time paycheck, my paycheck came out to $1,189. Now, this was lower than it would have been, but if you've seen my recent videos lately, I've been talking about how in business, my business sinking fund, I've been saving up for a certification I want to get for dermaplaning. I am an esthetician, for anybody new here, if you might be able to tell by the name of my channel. So they pulled that from this paycheck. It was $395. I had saved $375 for that, so we will actually be pulling that from my business fund today and stuffing that as well, but I decided to do that in two different stuffings here essentially, instead of including it all on one page. Just what I wanted to do. But so if you notice that paycheck's lower than normal for me lately, it would have been what, let me grab my calculator real fast actually, just out of curiosity here, it would have been 1189 plus 395, it would have been 1584 today. And then so towards my expenses, we put $875 towards that. So for instance, we would have $709 left over if that hadn't been removed, compared to the $314 we have now. But $314, when you take 1189 minus 875, is what that gives us. I also included my cash tips in here, which is $165. Now, I actually wanted to kind of show you guys. I do have 160 of that here because it's less than the 165 because I combined this with some cash I already had and then actually spent some of it. And yeah, there was kind of a whole thing. So I'll count this just for funsies, but this should be 160, 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 100, 10, 25, 35, 45, 55, and 60. But if anybody is new here, all that we'll be stuffing today are prop bills. I actually currently all do cashless cash stuffing. I do everything digitally. But now that I am getting cash tips, it's like I can't avoid cash. So I actually recently purchased something off of Etsy that I won't be really talking in detail about until I get it, and I'll show you guys once, obviously as soon as I get it. But I bought myself something off of Etsy to do something with my cash tips with. So so I have 160 in cash, but basically for the time being, we're going to stuff that in prop bills. And if you want to think of it, the way I've kind of been doing it is like, if you want to think of it like that's from my cushion. So my cushion fund has $500 in it. If you take out that 160 in cash, then I only have actually $340 in the bank for my cushion, but $500 total, if that makes any sense. But yes, so we'll talk more about that later. We just wanted to make a brief mention of that. So $314 plus that 165, and then plus my $9 in cash back from my credit card spending this paycheck, or pay period, gives us $488 to stuff from my paycheck itself. But then, like I said, adding in that $375 that we're going to add from my business sinking fund means we're technically stuffing $863 today into just sinking funds and savings. So that's super exciting. But we're just going to start with the cash up here real quick, and let me give it a count and make sure this should be our 488 right here. So 150, 250, 300, 20, 40, 60, 80, 400, 410, 20, 30, 40, 55, 65, 75, 85, 87, and 88. 488 is what we have here in prop bills. Go watch some of my last couple videos to start the year off if you want to know why I do cashless cash stuffing, why I like digital budgeting for the time being. There are a lot of bonuses to it if you are able to have the self-discipline to stick with it. All right, so we are going to start the stuffing in my savings. So going into my expenses and savings binder, we are all set on my ahead fund at 1,500 for the time being and cushion at 500 for the time being. But rainy day, we are doing this savings challenge right here from Simply Budgeted. I'll have her and every other Etsy store you see things from in this video linked down below as always. But I made this goal to be $75 each coffee cup times the 20 that are here will give me $1,500 for an emergency fund basically here. And I'm kind of thinking about doing this challenge actually twice over this year. The goal was to at least get it back to that 1,500 I had it at last year, but I'm kind of thinking about raising it to 3,000 actually, because I'm clearly able to put more money towards this right now than I thought I was going to be able to. So I don't know, we'll see. But my minimum for each month was going to be 150. We already have 75 in there, and we're going to add another 150 today. So I'm going to color in 2 more coffee cups here. All right. And then we're going to add that 150, and I didn't break that up as far as denominations go. I just did a 100 and a 50 just to make things a little simpler. So our 100 and a 50 there. Now we have 150, 225, 225 already in rainy day. But yeah, I don't know. I just kind of wanted to see how quickly I could reach that first 1,500. And then my savings, generic savings, which we're doing this $500 savings challenge for right here, is getting 13 today, because that was just whatever I had left over basically. We're going to go with this 13 right here, and that should again just be a 10, and then this 2 and 1 here. So now savings should have 38, 10, 25, 30, 2, 4, 6, 7, and 8. 38 in savings. My minimum for that every month is $40. All right. Moving along to our sinking funds. We will start in my long-term sinking funds binder here. Annual is getting its minimum of 5 today. Now it has 5 and 10 in there. Business is getting a 5 today as well. That now has 1, 2, 3, 50, 75, 85. And we'll come back to this in a bit. Car is getting 10 today. I did switch out the placeholders I have in here for these ones for minimalistic budget. I just like things being a little more cohesive. So now in car we have 1,000, 2,000, 10, and 20. $2,020 in car. Okay, home. We are also doing a savings challenge for this, and we are currently putting our money into our furniture tab here. Go watch, I believe it was my last video, my expenses stuffing for this paycheck, where I kind of talk you guys through my goals for this category. But we are doing a $5,000 savings challenge right now in this category. So I am putting in 45, and I decided to make that a 30 and a 15, even though there are 35 or 45s, just because I wanted to. I've never crossed any of them off yet so far. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to do that. So I'm going to mark off this 30 down here. And then let's see where a 15 is. I'll do this one right there. All right, so we are going to add that in for that in those denominations. So 20, 30, so, and then 10 and 15. Just to make the condensing for this one a little more exciting. So, house or home already has $1,000 in essentials. So 1,051, 52, 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 93, 5, 10, and 15. 1,315 in home now. All right, medical. Medical's getting 10 today, which is its minimum, and now it has 1, 2, and now it has 1, 2, 3, 10, and 20. 320 in medical. Pet care is getting 50 today. This is for future pet, so now for them we have 150 and 200. The goal is 1,500 in here. And travel's also getting 50 today, because I'm trying to go on a big trip hopefully this year, and that 50 is going to go in here into trip, and now that has 1, 2, 3, 50, 400 in there. I think my goal for this, I'll go over it with you guys real quick, I guess. I think my goal for this, I think trip, I want to get to 500, which is trip is like how you get to your destination, flights, gas, whatever. Stay, obviously, for where accommodations, wherever you're going to stay. It has 100 right now, but I think the goal in here is 1,000, because I'm thinking we might potentially do a cruise. So yeah, 1,000 in there. Food, I think the goal in here is 250. We currently have 200 in there, and then Misk has 100, and I think the goal in there is also 250. I think that's what I have for the goal for in here, but so that'd be 2,000 total, I think. 500, 1,000, yeah, I think. I wrote it all down, but I'd have to double check myself. Okay, so that is it for our long-term sinking funds, and we will finish off for my paycheck stuffing in my short-term sinking funds binder here. All right. And I have all my minimums written down on this little cheat sheet here, if you're wondering what that is. But everything in here is just getting its minimum today. So 5 for adventures, which is like my fun category, 50, 75, 85. I need to spend out of there soon. I thought I was going to go to a basketball game with some friends, but that ended up kind of falling through. Clothing is getting a 20 today. So now it has 20, 40, 65 in there, which I spent out of here recently, actually. Giving is getting 20 as well today. So now it has 50, 70, 90, also spent out of here. Okay, holidays, it's getting 5, 55, 60. And household is also getting 5, so now it has 5 and 10. Miscellaneous is getting 20, and now it has 1, 2, 250, 270, and 290. This is basically like a buffer fund to help me with my personal spending on like toiletries and yeah, stuff like that. Pretty much. And Pamper is getting its minimum of 75 today. So that is for any services. I like to go get massages, facials, pedicures, haircuts, anything like that. And that now has 150, 200, 220, 240, 245, and 250, which I recently spent from as well to get my regular massage. So that completes everything for that binder and for my stuffing for my normal paycheck. So now what we are going to do is I'll show you here. Like I said, we're going to go back into my long-term sinking funds binder here and pull $375 from business. I know that, like I said, it ended up being $395, but I just wanted to keep it with the $375 we're pulling out. I feel like that was plenty to meet this paycheck's goals without, because we only even have $385 here right now anyways. So yeah, and then that leaves business with a little bit of something for what we stuffed so far this year. So I just liked doing it that way best. And we are only stuffing 3 categories with this $375 today. So we're going to stay here in our long-term binder real fast and go back to travel and add $200 in there. To make that $1,000. So we're going to add $100 into trip to get that to its goal of $500. 1, 2, 3, 4, 50, 500. And then let's add, or you know what I might do, just so food and misc are fully funded, let me break a 100 here for these 250s. So I'm going to take that 100 out. Food now has 150. Misc now has 150. Wait, am I doing that correctly in my head? So now trip has 500. No, because I only have one more 100 to add. Oh no, I think, and then what I'll do, let me add one of these, the 100 and stay. Yeah, into food. So now food, now trip is fully funded at 500. Sorry, you guys, this is confusing probably, but trip is fully funded at 500 now. Food is now fully funded at 250, and then adding the second $100 bill here, misc is also fully funded now at 250. So now in here we should have $1,000, 500, 750, 1,000, and now this way we just only from here on out have to add to the stay tab, and we don't have to worry about the other ones. Sorry, that was kind of a mess, but okay. And then we will go back into my short-term sinking funds binder and stuff Pamper with another 100 here, because I want to be ahead on making sure this is good to go for making sure I can get the services I want when I want them, basically. So now it has 1, 2, 253, 20, 45, 50, 350 in Pamper now. Just a bit of an advance in that category. And then last but not least, with the remaining 75, we're going to do something responsible since the rest of the money went to spending essentially, and put another 75 towards my rainy day savings challenge here. So I'm going to color in another coffee cup. So we are already almost a fourth of the way done with this challenge, you guys, just in January. So that is super exciting, which is great because some of you might know I'm also going to need to add on a car payment here sometime soon. So that will obviously be less money able to be saved from me. But now rainy day should have 300, 152, 250, 270, 290, 295, and 300. 300 in rainy day. So we are a fifth of the way already. Then in there. All right, that concludes this video, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please stick around for my next week's video, which is going to be probably a bit of a longer one. I'm going to do my normal bill exchange sinking funds update video, but I think I want to add in there, I'm going to unstuff anything I need to as well, but I'm going to try to make that pretty quick because I want to also try adding in there just at least for January, showing you guys like a monthly closeout. A lot of other budgeters have done this before, so I certainly didn't like come up with this concept, but just to show you guys how you can kind of look back at your budget and your spending for the past month. I also really encourage you, in that video I'll show you, like I said, me unstuffing just that pay periods spending as well, which I always really encourage you to do, even doing it weekly if you need to make sure you keep yourself on track. I mean, I try to track my spending every single time I spend, but if even just doing it on a weekly basis helps you, or even just a bi-weekly basis, as long as you feel like you're able to stay disciplined that way. But definitely at the end of every month, it's really nice at least to step back, take a look at your budget. You know, did you go way over budget in one category or another? Or, you know, could you maybe make some adjustments, or just, you know, it's just motivating to me. So I think I'm going to try to include that, which I feel like my bill exchanges are already longer videos. So, but it's going to be very exciting, I promise. So please stick around for that and subscribe if you haven't already. And with all that being said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and your week until I see you again. And I will see you guys later.